We've come to the wind tunnel and we're going to find out just how much faster today's triathlon gear is.
Now we could compare wheels and bike frames and aero helmets, but let's be honest, a lot of R&D has gone into making those faster over the years since the 80s. Obviously, they're going to be faster. And later on, we will compare today's setup to the 80s setup in a full, complete bike setup. But first, we thought we'd look at something you might not have upgraded yet, like your socks. Okay, so you probably aren't still wearing 80s socks, although they are kind of fashionable again. But these new insane calf sleeves from Surplus, they do offer surprising gains. Let's go see how much. Here you go, Mark. All right, we've got Stephen Roach here, who's helping us with this test. Resident aerodynamicist of the Bike Tailor. Right, let's crunch some of those numbers on the lower leg. Socks versus insane calf sleeves versus Mark's hairy legs.
Okay, so here we have the 80 socks, the first one we did basically, modern bike. Now we move on to the calves, the half sleeve ones. We've got like a 2.4 saving basically of watts basically on
2.5 watts nearly.
That's at 30 kph at 7.5 yaw angle. And then we go down to non-shaved legs and we actually drop back down again, so we're actually losing.
His unshaved legs are slower than 80s socks. Who knew?
So 80 socks are better.
Yeah. Any socks are better than Mark's shaved legs. Okay, and what about the insane calf sleeves at a faster speed?
Okay, at the faster speed, we up basically 5.2 basically when we're on the insane fast ones there.
5.2 watts, that's a significant saving.
Massive saving.
And again, slower with the hairy legs than even the 80 socks. Mark's really got to shave those legs.
Suggestion, shave the legs.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, on to the next test. We're going to flip his new shoes to some 80s shoes, and then we're going to get him out of that nice tri-suit and put him in some 80s apparel. Okay, continuing on, testing one thing at a time. We swapped Mark's shoes for nearly 40-year-old shoes, and surprising results.
Yeah, we had about a 1 watt saving on them basically. So they're actually faster than the modern shoes that we use in the tunnel to test.
That is surprising, and I can't really explain it either. They're pretty aerodynamic modern shoes. Anyway, moving swiftly along, we then got Mark into less attractive attire, or Mark might disagree, but it was hard to watch.
Yes. Well, let's go back to the 80s. Speedo setup. And we got round about, it was 25 watts not saving, minus basically. It's much slower, 20 by 25 watts.
Yeah, not surprising with all that flapping around. The material flapping around was what I'm talking about. The material was flapping around.
Sorry.
Now, let's compare helmets. It wasn't just the helmets that were different in the 80s though. They also had some crazy hairstyles underneath those helmets. What if they just chopped those off? Oh my word. All right, we did the helmet. As you might have noticed, that wasn't actually an 80s helmet because it's lost somewhere in the postal system. But we did get Mark a pretty bang average helmet. How much did that cost him?
Well, on watts basically, on a 7.5 at 30 was about 5.7.
Yeah.
Then we go up to like 40 kph. 7.7 again, about 10 watts roundabout.
10 watts on his helmet. Oh, and that was a better helmet than they had in the 80s. And then Mark got all dressed up in his fancy garb. How much is the hair costing him? What are the numbers telling us?
Around about 3 watts basically, again on the 30, on the 7.5, on the yaw.
And that was with most of it underneath his Met drone helmet. Let's see the full retro setup versus the modern setup.
Gotta say, it's might be the most nerve-wracking part of the day if my moustache comes off and breaks millions of pounds worth of equipment. But,
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
In you go on the Madonna bike. Alright, so we are finished with all of our testing. And have you got a different moustache shot?
Yes, I have.
I'm not even going to ask.
The technician is currently fishing out the back there, so I've gone for another one, a little upgrade.
Right, well, while he does that, we're going to crunch some numbers. Interesting results. Interesting that your socks, your 80s socks, were faster than your hairy legs.
Who'd have thought it?
Who'd have thought it? Yeah. Also, another curious one, your very old luck bike shoes were faster than your new shoes.
No.
They were, yeah.
I love my Bond shoes.
One watt, but still, they were
Tell
faster.
you what though, I would much rather ride my Bond shoes for 180k versus the Luck shoes.
But you'll be losing time.
That's interesting, I'm going to have a look into that.
Just saying that,
Do you think it's the boa on the top?
I don't know. Well, not really.
One for another day.
Anyway,
One for another day.
Your kit, definitely slower. Also, the hair, moustache.
Nah.
I'm afraid it's got to go, man. I mean, if you want to go fast, it's going to have to go. The ladies are going to be disappointed, but there it is. Yeah. Okay, final test. The whole shebang. The bike, the kit, everything. Over an Ironman, you would be 49.5 minutes slower on the retro kit.
What?
Yeah. Over an Olympic distance, 11 minutes. That's at 30 k's an hour if you were an average Ironman athlete. If you were a speedster near the front, probably only more like 37 minutes that you're going to be losing, but still 37 minutes over an Ironman. That's substantial. Those old school guys back in the 80s, they were hardcore, man.
They ate their Weetabix in the morning, jeez.
They were putting out some serious power. So what are you saying, Mark? You're going to keep those luck shoes around?
No.
They're faster. That was what we came here to find out. Well, you can, at the very least, you can wear the 80 socks from now on.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Or just shake your legs
Yeah. Wow.
like a normal.
Well, I think this is quite retro as well. No?
Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. Very interesting data and great to come here, spend some time in the wind tunnel. And thank you again to Stephen Rocha, the aerodynamicist, for helping us out with all these tests. Yeah, it was interesting.
We had a lot of fun. Thanks very much for watching. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like. See you next time.